Sanity Squad, welcome back to Novel Sanity. So I haven't been uploading for long, but if you're new here, hi, I'm Elise, and I read a little bit of everything, mostly dark, moody, slightly unhinged at times. Basically, if it sounds like it might mess with my head and feelings, it's probably on my TBR. Today I have got a massive book haul, so big that I had to split it into two parts. Now, some of these I have, slowly purchased throughout the past few months, and then most of them in the second part I just threw caution to the wind and was like, I'm gonna get these books. So this first one is all about dark reads, witches, emotional damage, so let's dive in before I talk myself into buying more books. So the first book I want to talk about is Alchemized by Sen Yu. I know this has been all over the internet. Everybody's talking about it. I did not read the fanfic Manacled, but when I heard what this was about, I knew I had to pick it up. Everybody is describing it as haunting and emotional, which tells me I'm going to love it and probably regret it at the same time. And from what I've seen of, videos of people reacting to reading this, it's definitely going to be one of those stare out of the window dramatically after finishing kinds of books. So I did pre-order this, and when I received it, I was not expecting the book to be what it is. It's very heavy, but I really love the paper that it was printed on. It kind of reminds me of a textbook, which I don't know why I'm happy about that, but I've always loved the shiny, silky texture of paper. So I don't know when I'll get to this, honestly. I don't know if it'll be this season or if it'll even be this year, but I am excited to read it. Then I went ahead and grabbed the Witching Hour, Lasher, and Taltos by Anne Rice. This is the, they call it the Mayfair Chronicles, and, I bought the whole trilogy and I haven't even read the first book yet, but the gothic energy called to me, and, honestly, it's Anne Rice and witches, so that's a yes for me. In this, I'm fully expecting family drama, curses, and questionable life choices. I also really prefer these covers as opposed to the US covers. So I purchased these from Penguin UK, and I think these just released within this year. These covers released this year. So I wanted to have these covers, so I purchased these from the UK. Again, I don't know when I'm going to get to these, but I have a bad habit of buying the whole series before I even read the first book, and this is evidence of it. And it's not the last one in this haul. So next up we have Quicksilver by Callie Hart. I've heard it's dark, intense, emotional, and I, have a feeling it'll be one of those books I read in a day and then stare at the ceiling for an hour afterward. I've been wanting this book for a while now, and then when I saw that the second book to this series is coming out in November, and what it was going to look like, you know, since she had been picked up by traditional publishing, I was like, I'll just wait and get it. So I pre-ordered this book and the second book, Brimstone, which comes out next month. So Quicksilver by Callie Hart. I love the end pages. And then I'm assuming this is Kingfisher, who is the morally gray MMC. A lot of people are saying they don't like this cover. I don't mind it. I do enjoy her indie published cover. So then I picked up the Devils by Joe Abercrombie. I haven't read any of his books, but I've heard people say his books are full of chaos, wit, and morally great characters, so naturally I'm intrigued. And basically I want to read about people making terrible decisions for, you know, understandable reasons. And this is the first book in a series of 3 interconnected standalones, and I read a fun fact that the second book has a talking cat in it. So again, end pages. To the back. And then the hardback cover. It's just like red foiling. We have 4 books left. Dust jacket's a little bent up there, but it's okay. I don't read with the dust jacket on anyways. Okay, next up is The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. I know, guys, I know I am a bit late to this one, but I'm finally going to do it. In all the reviews that I've seen, everyone says it's beautiful and heartbreaking, so I'm just, you know, emotionally preparing in advance. Greek mythology and tragedy, you know, my idea of a good time apparently. So that is The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. Then there is The Poppy War and The Dragon Republic by R.F. Kuang. I fell in love with these special editions when I saw them in Barnes & Noble months and months and months ago. So I had to have them. Did I read the first book yet? No. But they were on sale, I had to have them, and now I'm just patiently waiting for the third one to come out, which I think is called The Burning God. And, you know, everyone has warned me that these books are intense. There's, you know, magic, war, trauma, the full emotional buffet, and I'm already preparing myself to be ruined by this series, but in a very literate, well-reviewed way. Have I read anything else from R.F. Kuang? No. Do I have other books on my shelf by R.F. Kuang? Yes. I pre-ordered Catabasis, which I have on my shelf, and it's supposed to be part of my spooky season TBR, but I don't know how I'm feeling about doing TBRs and all of that much anymore. And for the last book, I have All of Us Murderers by KJ Charles. I received this from my Aardvark subscription box for this month, October. I wasn't really soaked by any of their choices this month. I had seen this book on different lists, and I was curious when I read the synopsis. So I don't really know much going into this, which, you know, I actually love and I like to do going into books. But it is queer, it's historical, and there's, you know, murder. So, of course, that's all I needed to hear to want to pick this one up. And I have a feeling it'll be one of those quiet favorites that sneak up on me because I wasn't expecting it. The only thing that really bothers me is there's pages that were not cut. So, I mean, I guess I could call customer service and request a new edition, but if I don't like the book, I'm probably not going to keep it, so I don't want to do that. So, again, last book in this haul is All of Us Murderers by K.J. Charles. So, that's part one of this very dramatic haul. It's dark, witchy, and it's probably going to be emotionally exhausting in the best way that it can be. Like I said before, I have not read any of these yet, but I am honestly so excited to dive in, even if my TBR is starting to look like a slow descent into chaos. We got this card. Most of the books on this library I have not read at all, but if you have read any of these, tell me in the comments which one you think I should start with, or if you just want to enable me further, tell me what I should add next. And if you're new around here, welcome to the Sanity Squad. We read, we overanalyze, and, you know, we try to stay mentally balanced in between chapters. So until next time, take care of your mind and your TBR, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.